Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Alright guys, so I bought a couple of fake PS5 controllers from Amazon. As you can see, I've got one white and one red. And so in this video, we're going to open them up, kind of see what they look like and compare them to a PS5 controller, a real PS5 controller, and see what the difference is. So just a little background, found these on Amazon. The white one when I bought it was $27 and the red one was $37. Now these things fluctuate in price all the time because I'm looking at them right now and they're different prices now, but that's what they were when I bought them. So let's kind of take a look at these. First of all, these are PS5 controllers, or they're not PS5 controllers, they're fake PS5 controllers because they look just like a PS5 controller, the DualSense controller. As you can see, this is a real one right here, and we'll do a closer up comparison in a little bit, but they look extremely similar. And the funny thing is, they don't even work on PS5 games, they only work on PS4 games. And as you can see, I mean, we'll go ahead and take a closer look at this box, but it says wireless controller for P4. Funny how they just say P4 because it's not like an officially authorized controller for the PS4. It just says P4, and then their descriptions are really interesting: novel, stable, comfortable, and professional. The only thing that I really care about there is comfortable. Maybe stable means high quality. Novel and professional, I don't know about that. Model number T28, whatever that means. P4 plus. I guess they added the plus to make it sound cool. And so it shows it being compatible with the PS4 Pro, the PS5, and PC. Now, like I said, you can't actually play PS5 games, but you can play PS4 games on the PS5, supposedly, with this controller. But we'll test that out. And then here in the back, actually, it actually clarifies what I just said. So wireless controller for P4, compatible with P5, parentheses, play the P4 game in P5 console. So basically what I just said. And then here's the the features: double vibration, adaptive triggers. Okay, so I wonder what they're describing as adaptive triggers. I highly doubt they're talking about the same adaptive triggers you have on the PS5. We'll check that out. Charging station, built-in speaker, touchpad. So I guess right here they're saying it's just compatible with a charging station because clearly there is not a built-in charging station anywhere in that box. But yeah, this thing looks pretty interesting. And like I said, got a white one and a red one. And first thing I can tell is that the red one is a different shade of red from the actual red that Sony sells. This one is more of like a maroon pink kind of color, at least in my eyes. This one is like a straight up like fire red. But yeah, let's go ahead and open up these boxes and kind of get a closer look. All right, so here we go. We'll start with the white one since that's the the official controller color, at least the the first one it came out with. And then on the back here we actually got, oh, so you can actually swap out faceplates. So this is like next level. They're even making it so you can swap out the faceplate like on the PS5. That's funny. You get a little manual here. Let me just take a quick look at this and see if there's anything interesting. So I took a quick look at the manual. Nothing interesting in there, but there is one thing I forgot to mention that I found in the description that was pretty interesting. And so basically on Amazon, when they list the features, there's one thing they say that I found pretty interesting. It says, convenient set, order the accessories for PS4 for yourself or as a thoughtful housewarming present for a friend or loved one. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've never thought about buying anybody a housewarming gift of a PS4 controller or a fake PS5 controller, whatever you want to call it. But thought that was interesting. But let's go ahead and take this controller out and see how it feels. So at first grasp, it actually feels extremely similar to the PS5. I mean, just like the feel of the controller. It's clearly a lot lighter, doesn't feel as durable, but kind of just like when you put it in your hands, I don't know if the dimensions are exactly the same, but they sure do look pretty dang close. I mean, come on, that's crazy, man. Honestly, they probably just took this thing in their factory, took like precision measurements and copied it exactly and just 3D printed these things now. So the analog sticks feel inferior, obviously. The buttons don't feel quite as nice, but they sure do look the same. The triggers actually feel really similar to the PS5. We'll see how that works. The touchpad doesn't feel quite as nice, but man, this thing looks exactly like the PS5 controller. And so when you press this button, it's actually a home button here instead of on here. It has the PlayStation logo. And then this is a turbo button instead of a mic mute button. Now down here on the bottom, you got your like charging port and your headphone jack. On the back, you got some just like some standard information: input 5 volts, 1500 milliamps. And yeah, so kind of crazy how similar this thing looks to an actual PS5 controller. And I mean, even on the back, it looks super similar. Obviously, this part is, the writing here is different than the actual official one, but you got the same reset button hole. You got the same component here. I cannot remember off the top of my head what that is, but I'll throw it up on the screen once I look it up online. But PS5 controller is clearly heavier than this fake PS5 controller, but it's interesting how similar they look. Now it's definitely not, the quality is not there. This part right here, the faceplate was already kind of coming off. So I guess that's a good in one respect. You can take it off easier. Maybe so. It actually doesn't feel easier to come off, but we're gonna try to take this faceplate off and put a new one on and see what that looks like. So it actually came off pretty easily, and underneath here, all of these little clip holes and stuff, whatever you want to call them, I believe look really similar to the PS5 controller. Let me go ahead and take the PS5 controller faceplate off, and we'll do a quick comparison. Alright, so here they are side by side again, and I bet if you look at these quick at first glance, they look exactly the same because they do look super similar, and it was a little bit more difficult to get off the PS5 faceplate because you actually had to use a pry tool. But like I said, these little holes where the clips go the layout looks exactly the same. So that's funny, man. I mean, there is no detail left out. These controllers look almost exactly the same, which is kind of crazy. Obviously the function is not the same, but just kind of crazy how accurate it looks. So one thing I mentioned earlier is that the PS5 controller is definitely heavier than the fake one, and so I went ahead and just weighed them on my scale I have, and the official one was 9.7 ounces and the fake one was 7.5 ounces, and the difference there is not quite as much as I actually thought it would be, but just thought it would be interesting to share those results. And I went ahead and put on the white faceplate on the fake PS5 controller. I don't think it looks very good. This white looks a little bit different than the faceplate white. Kind of odd, but just thought I would try that out. And one other thing I did not mention is it actually came with the USB-C cable. So it actually has the exact same charging port as the official PS5 controller, which is a USB-C port. So man, I mean, they did not miss anything. So like you guys saw earlier, I also bought the red PS5 controller, the fake one. Let's go ahead and open this one up and do a quick comparison to the official one. Alright, so we got the same packaging here, but here's the red controller, and it actually came with the additional faceplate as well, which is a red faceplate, which can't tell at first glance, but the reds do look about the same. But yeah, just a quick comparison to the official one. Like I said, I think the official one is more of like a maroon or pink. I'll throw up the actual color name on the screen because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But again, these controllers look super similar. Even the, I didn't mention it earlier, but even the lights around the edges are there. The lights are a little bit different, but they are there. But obviously the colors are different. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, that they did not exactly match the official controller color, but still pretty close. Alright guys, so I've taken a look at these things and kind of seen how close to a real PS5 controller they look. Let's go ahead and connect them up to the PS5 and we'll see how they work. Alright, so I have my PS5 plugged in, and if you want to check out this vertical stand, I'll throw a link down in the description, probably on the screen as well. I like the stand because I think it's more sturdy than the official one. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on and I'll show you. So this is the official PS5 controller, and at first glance, just kind of feeling it in my hands, the analog sticks feel much better on the official. The fake one, the analog sticks kind of feel pretty crappy. Everything else feels pretty dang similar, though, to be honest. Just a bit lighter, as I mentioned. But yeah, got my official one connected right now, and so I'm just going to kind of show you my first time connecting the fake ones, see how they connect and see how they react to the PS5, and then I'll test them out for a little while and let you guys know how they work, and I guess get to the point of should you buy one of these. Alright, so I got it plugged in, and it actually has a very similar charging light. It is pulsing a little bit, and as you can see, it's orange there, but it's really dim. Now if I press the home button, it flashes that blue, and then it connects, and you got another light there. So kind of cool, they actually keep the same light. So I'm now connected via the cable. Let's make sure it works wirelessly. Alright, so we are wireless now. That seems to work just fine. So far so good. Let's try out the red one as well. Alright, the red one has the same orange charging lights, which you probably cannot see. Now those lights right there look a bit brighter, and there we go. So now it's connected. We'll just sign into a different profile. So now we have two controllers connected. Now first glance, the first thing I noticed that's different is on the official PS5 controller, they have a couple light bars down here that show you which player number you are. They don't have those on the fake PS5 controller, which is not surprising at all, but let me just kind of show you that. Alright, so I have this one connected now, and as you can see, you got three little dots right there because this is player number 3. The two fake controllers do not have that, which, like I said, not surprising, but just something to point out. Alright, so I'm going to check these out for a while, test them out, and let you guys know how they work and if you should buy one. So before I test it out more, I want to go ahead and just show you what happens when you boot up a PS5 game with the fake controller. Since it only works on PS4 games, supposedly, it actually gives you a warning. Can't use DualShock 4 wireless controller to play PS5 games, and that's that. So everything else so far seems to work the same, but let me go ahead and test out these controllers on some PS4 games, and we'll see how they work. Alright guys, so I did test these controllers out for a little while, and I'm not gonna lie, they're actually better than I thought they would be. Now I think the main use case for this is if you want to play PS4 games but you like the feel of the PS5 controller better. You know, for about half the price of an official PS4, PS5 controller, you can get one of these. So I think if that fits your case, then maybe it's a good buy for you. I'll throw a link down below. Now, to be honest, I'm not going to call this like an official long-term review or anything. I don't know how long these are going to hold up. The materials actually seem decent enough. Clearly, they're not as high quality as the official controller, but you know, for half the price, it's not bad. And everything works. All the buttons work pretty well. The triggers are actually pretty nice. Only thing I think is a little bit inferior are the analog sticks. Not quite as grippy, but actually now that I've been using it a little bit, it's not quite as bad as it was when I first plugged it in. Once these things got warmed up a little bit, I don't think they're too bad. But yeah, I mean, clearly not the same quality as the official controller, but also not terrible. Now, clearly the thing you want to watch out for is you want to make sure you don't buy this as a PS5 controller, because like I said, this just does not work on PS5 games. Only works on PS4 games, so that's the biggest caveat. And it's just kind of funny they put it in a PS5 form factor, and it's like exactly the same, but it's a PS4 controller. But I mean, everything does seem to work just fine. So, you know, if you want to buy these things, I'll actually throw a link down in the description for my website, jrgaming.com, and I'm going to sell them on there. And, you know, I'll sell them at a discounted price from what they go for new. So go ahead and check that out down below if you want to buy these. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace gives you a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to easily create your website. You can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated, members-only content, and you can also manage your members, send communications, and leverage audience insights all in one easy-to-use platform. You can also use Squarespace extensions to manage inventory, promote products, and much more. You can even display posts from your social profiles on your website and vice versa. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JacobR to save 10% off your first purchase. Alright guys, so I seem to have found a glitch. As soon as I turned off my PS5 console, this controller started vibrating like crazy, and it's still vibrating. I mean, if I put it on my table, you can see it starts moving. I don't know what's going on, and there's not really a way to turn this off, so maybe I'll try to figure out how to fix it. But yeah, I just thought I should point that out. So it seems like an odd side effect, but that's kind of funny. So bad news, I can't figure out how to turn this thing off, can't figure out how to get it to stop vibrating. Tried to connect to the PS5 controller or the PS5 console, turned it back on and everything, and it won't even turn on now. So yeah, I think I'll be returning this thing. I don't want to sell it to any of you guys and have the same issues, so I guess scratch that. I'll test this one out a little bit more and sell it if it's good, but I'm gonna go ahead and return this one because this thing is yeah, that's not good. And man, it's so interesting finding these fake products. I mean, imagine being the guy that goes to work every day, and you're gonna try to figure out how to exactly replicate an official product and make your own that's fake. I find that kind of funny. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.